What is going on, guys? This is the first episode of what will be a weekly thing. This is the Ramble cast. I'm still working on the name. It's a dicey name, but I'm your host, Bryan Tann, and this is This is my podcast, dude. Starting this podcast, and it's called the Ramble Cast because I just want to talk about shit, dude. And it's a good time, and I think it's funny that if I'm gonna do a podcast, right? So this is the first episode. We got a few things on the agenda, and by few things I mean no things. So, first thing, let's talk about some history, yeah. I just finished an assignment that I'm probably going to get a 0 on. An AP US history, known as A Push, about the good era of good feelings. Now, this was a pretty wild one. This is a pretty wild time, because it was a time of relative peace, all caused by one dude, James freaking Monroe. Yeah, let's get James freaking Monroe a round of applause for causing the era of good feelings. He might not have. I might just be making shit up, but it's okay, because it just changed a bunch of shit. That's all we got to say about the era of good feelings. Now, what I really want to talk about is this freaking book I've been reading. Hold on. Dude, called The Battle Cry of Freedom by James M. McPherson. It's a heat book, dude. It's heat. It's amazing. Like, it's a fire book. It's literally just about, like, the Civil War and stuff like that. The bloodiest, it's called, like, the bloodiest war in American history. And it's low-key sick, dude. It's rated 14.9 on Audible. That's, like, the best score you could possibly get. And, like, it's literally just, it goes into a deep dive about, like, the economy and shit in the Civil War. And I like it. It's pretty sick. I read it every night. You gotta read before bed, kids, because it's good for you, dude. Keeps the mind sharp. Keeps the information going, even though I have a shit memory. So none of this works. Like, I read it, and I remember, like, tidbits. I remember, like, the funny details. Like running away. Like, how dudes were so racist back then, right? That, like, if a slave escaped, right, like, to the north, they'd be like, yeah, they did fucking what, dude? And instead of just living their life like normal, they're just like, no. I'm gonna travel 6 months to find this dude, and then I'm gonna fucking drag him back for another 6-month journey back to my house for free labor. I found that pretty funny. That probably really wasn't that funny. That's alright. I found it funny, and that's the whole thing. But, yeah, dude. Slavery, not very cool. I will say so myself. If slavery wasn't abolished, I'd probably be a slave. And I'm not about that life, yo. I'm not about the life. It's like, you're telling me I'm going to work for no money, no benefits, no job. Or not, well, obviously it's a job. No money, like, and I'm going to get beaten? Yeah. For free? Are you kidding me right now? Free. Let me tell you, not a fan. Not a fan whatsoever. Oh yeah, turn the thing. Check out the wardrobe. It's my favorite flannel. Wore it today for family pictures. They're pretty heat, dude. Took some pretty hot flicks. What else? What else is there to talk about? Trying to fill a good amount of time in. Oh yeah, dude. My Halloween costume this year, heat. Here, I won't. Nah, I'll bring out the thing. I'll tell a lot of people about this at like school and shit, but like probably won't come. Like, and if there's somebody from school watching this, dude, what's going on? Appreciate your support for the cause. All right. I'm getting too old. Okay. Give you one guess. I'll give you one guess what it is. If you guessed a penguin, you are correct. If you guess a penguin, dude, congratulations. Pat yourself on the back. It's a penguin. Now I have this onesie. I'm the best. I have this onesie for one thing. And it's not because I want to wear a onesie. That's an upside. I'm dressing up as Big Z from Surf's Up, dude. It's gonna be heat, dude. Now, don't know what I'm doing, to be honest. If I'm walking around town, or I'm messing around, doing some shenanigans, doing some hoodlum stuff. I don't know. I think it'd be pretty sick. But you never know. Alright. There's that. 7 minutes. Alrighty. Let's look at what's in my notes. Let's look at my phone notes. Cause, sports. We'll talk about sports, dude. Alright. On this podcast, I'll probably figure it out in like a thing where it's like sectionalized. So there'll be like a sports podcast where I talk about a bunch of the sports stuff that like something crazy happened, or like a video game one, or like a music one, or they'll all be condensed into one like longer podcast, which is probably what I'll do. But like sports, dude. Sports, I'm big on sports. They'll be talking a lot about, there'll be a lot of sports talk on this podcast. Forgive me if I'm like disappearing and stuff like that. The lighting's not that good here. Let me see if I can like. Is the lighting better here? No, it's not. So I'm just gonna return back to my post. We're gonna be talking a lot about football. Might have some dudes on the pod that talk about like baseball, hockey, stuff like that. But my specialty is like the sports I like the most: MMA, wrestling, professional, amateur wrestling, like type wrestling. You know what I'm saying? And football. Those three, because football's still going. So we're gonna take a look at these scores, shall we? And we'll talk about it. You'll see my opinions early on, so when I talk about stuff, you can understand my biases for the day ones that look back on this podcast, and they'll be like, oh, he really doesn't like the Packers. Stuff like that. All right. When I open the ESPN app, first thing that shows up, Browns Patriots tonight. That was at like 2 p.m. I saw that. The Patriots won 32-13 against the Browns. That doesn't surprise me because the Browns fucking suck. Now, I am not going to act like I thought the Patriots were going to do really bad this year. But they've got Drake May now, and it's looking like they're bringing back the Pats dynasty. They might just... They might just bring it back home. Right? They might just secure themselves a Super Bowl again. Drake May is absolutely crazy. He's looking better than prime Brady. I saw something, or I heard something, that he was like already like there. Like he was already toe to toe with prime Brady. And everybody thought prime Brady was unbeatable. Even like 2 years back when the Chiefs were on fire, nobody was talking about Pat Mahomes being like the next Tom Brady. But Drake May could very well, and is looking like he's priming to be the next Drake May. Now, as a Steelers fan, I am like biased towards the Browns because I really don't like them. I really don't like anybody else in my conference, the AFC North. Don't quote me on that. AFC North Conference, except the Steelers. But kind of hope the Browns were going to win because I wanted to give some of my friends shit. Because they are very, very big Patriots fans. And I'm not as big of a Patriots fan, you know what I'm saying? But, like, the Patriots are going to do really good this year. Now, what else is going on? Let's look at the standings. I already know one. Oh, never mind. Let's look at the scores again. The Ravens, the Baltimore Ravens won against the Chicago Bears, won 30-16. That's pretty nasty. Now, I'm going to keep it 100. I don't know a lot about football. I like watching football. I'm like, if you hear me say something, feel free to to check me in the comments. Because I want to learn more about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know a lot. So, I don't know who the Ravens got on their team. I'll probably research it and come back next week or whenever I record the next episode. But, like, so yeah, Ravens beat the Bears. The Eagles beat the Giants. Go Birds. They're my favorite NFC conference. And now the Packers are going against Pittsburgh tonight. It is 8:14. The game starts at 8:20. It's in 4 minutes. Holy shit. We're getting breaking news. The Jets actually won a fucking game. Holy shit. I thought they were going to be 1-7 for their entire lives. For the entirety of this season. I thought they were going to be not 1-7. I thought they were going to be 0-6 for their entire lives. Holy shit. But no. The Jets actually won a fucking game. Holy cow. Holy shit. I never thought it would have happened. But it did. It did happen. Let's look. New York Jets standings. Let's see if it's updated on Google. 1-7. Alright, so they won against... Alright, let's see. They lost against the Steelers. Lost against the Bills. Lost against the Buccaneers. The Dolphins. The Cowboys. The Broncos. The Panthers. That's 7. That's 7 losses. And they beat the Bengals for their first win this season. Let's be honest. Let's keep it 100 here. The Bengals fucking suck. So, like, are we really surprised? They're doing better than the Jets, but the Bengals actually suck donkey dick. It's not even funny. Excuse my French. But it's not like it's not like I'm jumping up and down in joy for the Jets winning. I hate the Jets. I really don't like the Jets. They fucking suck. They suck at football. They suck at life. If I ever make it to the NFL, cause I don't play football for my school, cause we don't have a football team, but like, if I ever made it to the NFL and they signed me and they were like, either wait another year, or get signed to the Jets. Give me the year. Give me the year. That's what I'm saying. I would rather die than be signed to the Jets. Or maybe I'd be really good and we'd have an actual winning season. We'd actually have a good score. You never know. You never know. Anyways. Now. Back to what I was saying about like the content. History as well. I'm a big history guy. You'll be seeing a lot of history content from me. Now. We're getting a lot of changes. I want to go back to sports. Specifically MMA. UFC 321 was yesterday. Today is Saturday the 26th. Or starting not Saturday. Sunday the 26th. Yesterday was October 25th. Which was a Saturday. And that was UFC 321. The first early card we've had in a while. Like actual card. UFC 321 was Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane. It was also pretty sure Merab fought again. Merab Dvalishvili fought. Oh, never mind. He was not in the main card. So, let's run through this. Light heavyweight. Amzat Mirzakhanov won against Alexander Rakik. Don't know how to pronounce his last name. TKO. Technical knockout. Holy shit. It was low-key a crazy one. Now, I'm going to have to go back and watch all of these because I haven't watched the clips or anything because it's been a busy time. Jack. You feel me? But I do know the outcomes of the fights from either Google or from hearing around the Vine. Now, Alexander Volkov went against Jailton Almeida for a heavyweight bout. Alexander Volkov won by decision. Apparently, it was the most boring fight on the card, and people were pretty damn upset, which kind of sucks, because we need motion in the heavyweight division right now, and it's not happening. We are getting outshined. Like, the heavyweight division is the forgotten child. Like, bantamweight, lightweight, flyweight, they're all outshining. They're like the star child. Heavyweight division is like down here. And it's really sad. It's sad to see. It's sad to watch. The downfall. Now, moving on. Umar Nurmagomedov won against Mario Bautista in a decision. Round 3. This does not surprise me in the slightest. Umar is an exceptional fighter. And Mario Bautista is good, but not as good as Mario. Not Mario. He's not as good as Umar. Now, Umar is bringing the heat. And then in his post-fight speech, he was like, yo, give me Merab. Give me Merab again. I'll be a 100. I'm pretty sure he said I'll be 100%. I'll be 100% times better from now. And I'm like, damn, all right, okay, all right. I want to see that fight. I want to see that fight happen. I think Umar has what it takes to take down Merab. Merab's on this pedestal right now. He's on like a 13-fight win streak. He has won and dominated every single person he's come across. Corey Sandhagen, we saw that UFC 320. We saw Corey Sandhagen. We saw Sean O'Malley twice. We saw him dominate twice. We saw him take down Umar. Now I got to bring up an actual. Now I got to bring up like. You want to get to Umar? You want like. Check out the record on the official UFC. He's 21-4. He's only lost 4 fights. He's won against. I can tell you right now. He won against Henry Cejudo, Piotr Jan, Jose Aldo, Marlon Moraes, Cody Starman, John Dodson, Gustavo Lopez, Casey Kenny, Brad Kona, Taryn Ware. It's insane. It's crazy. And then he did a complete 180 turn. He's going to be defending the belt 3 times this year. He is going to be main carding UFC 323 in December against Piotr Jan again. This is the 3rd time. 3rd time he's defending. It might be a little bit too early. We might see Peter get the win. Piotr. But we might not. And that's the thing. Now, that podcast I'll be able to talk because I will most definitely buy that pay-per-view. And I'll be able to watch, and I'll be able to bring the information. Anyways, back to the UFC standings. Next, Mackenzie Dern wins the belt against Verna Jandiroba in a decision round 5. This was really nice. This was really nice to see. From the clips I've seen, it was a pretty entertaining fight. And that post-fight, the post-fight was so adorable, where she's like holding the belt, and one of her like teammates or one of her cornermen brings her daughter, and it's like they hug each other, and she puts the belt on the daughter, and it's just a nice thing to see. Now, the big thing. Tom Aspinall, Cyril Gane. Cyril Gane must have learned something from John Jones. Now, John Jones is my favorite fighter and will be my favorite fighter. He is the greatest of all time, and the only thing that could change my mind is Alex Pieta. Now, this fight ended disappointingly, to say the least. Now, Tom kind of let some of the hype get to his head. He was like, oh yeah, I'm going to knock this guy out. First round knockout. It's going to happen. It says here, round 1, 4 minutes, 35 seconds in. Tom Aspinall, I wouldn't say he quit because of what happened, but like I would definitely say that he forfeited, or it's a no contest. It was a draw because Cyril Gane right in Tom's peepers. In like knuckle deep, dude. It was gross. Dear viewer, I implore you to look at that footage. If you're not, it's not for the weak stomach. I will say a little bit, but like it's pretty nasty eye poke, and it's like there's a reason why. Like I'm not dogging Tom Aspinall for forfeiting. I most definitely probably would too, unless I'm like all adrenalined up, right? But it was looking good for Ciryl Gane, and here's where I'm saying. Now, people were like, oh yeah, John Jones needs to fight Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall's going to beat his ass. Ciryl Gane was controlling the pace of that fight. And he was hitting lots of good shots. It was looking like it could be in favor of Ciryl Gane. If Ciryl Gane won that fight, we would not need to see John Jones, Tom Aspinall, because Ciryl Gane got submitted to John Jones years ago. But we're not going to see it right now because Tom Aspinall went to the hospital yesterday for getting freaking poked in the eye. And he might not be able to compete ever again if there's any lasting damages, right? Sorry. It would really suck. Exponentially, it would be terrible. The outcome would be terrible if he couldn't fight ever again, because Tom Aspinall is a crazy fighter. Now, with the UFC out of the way, that's UFC. That's UFC out of the way. Let's recap wrestling real quick. Real American Freestyle was also last night. Caden Heschel won against Muggsy. It was pretty crazy. And that's the only one I really was interested in. It was pretty dominant, I would say. 11-1. 11 points to 1. Now, I'm a high school wrestler. That's kind of what I'm doing. That's what I'm pursuing. But I also don't know a lot about it yet. I'm still just learning, so I can't focus on it. I can't talk much about it. But I know my guy, Caden Heschel, took the dub. That's all I care about. Alright. I think that's going to be about it. I don't have anything else that I really want to that really jumps out at me as wanting to talk about. Probably splice this together, download it, upload it on YouTube, Spotify, a couple of other platforms. Maybe Pandora. Might be a Pandora guy. That'd be pretty sick. But anyways, it's gonna be it. It's gonna be about it for the Ramblecast. This is your host, Bryan Tann. I appreciate you watching. To the next one. This just in. I finished recording the first episode, hence just the undershirt. I just saw on the Instagram, that Tom Aspinall had not received any major damages, danger eye damage upon initial evaluation, which is a good thing for Tom Aspinall, which is also a good thing for the potential fight we could see against Ciryl Gane. The rematch that we could see. It's going to be a great fight. Anyway, this has been your host, Bryan Tann. Just wanted to keep you guys in the loop, because I went into Instagram and I saw that, dude, and I was like, damn. So, appreciate you guys for watching. See you on the flip side.